Hello everybody, this is Nicole with HelpMamaRemote.com, and today I'm coming to share my most embarrassing moment. I have this syndrome called Bashful Bladder Syndrome. Yeah, have you heard of that? Dr. Google told me about it. Ever since I was a young child, I could never use the bathroom in public or Greyhound, a train, an airplane. I could never use the bathroom. I would always have the hardest time trying to use the bathroom. So what I would have to do is like wait to the very last minute when I couldn't hold it anymore and I would have to go, or if I was on a Greyhound or something like that, whenever they would take their stops, then I would use the bathroom then. What had happened was 3 years ago when we took our daughter to college, we didn't drive because she's in New York, and I will be sharing that most embarrassing story if we drove. But what happened, took the plane, my husband, myself, and my daughter, we took her to school on a plane. That morning we had to leave very early in the morning, and we had some coffee while we were at the airport, and I used the bathroom before we got on the plane. Now I also have this problem with public restrooms, but it's not as bad. I used the restroom before we got on the plane, so I'm thinking I was good, so okay, I'm pretty good. I don't have to use the bathroom. So we get on the plane, everything's fine. We get up in the air, now you can take off your seat belts. So right before we had to put our seat belts back on, I did have to use the bathroom, but not as much, not as bad. So I did try to go to the restroom, but I couldn't go because, like I say, I just can't use it. And then I have a problem. If I look down in the toilet, I'm done. I really can't use the bathroom. So what I would have to do is when I would go in like the airplane bathroom or the Greyhound, their toilet is like, I'm gonna fall through. So whenever I would go into the bathroom, I would pretty much have to back up and not look in the toilet. Like just make sure I'm, we're gonna aim right, but it's just so hard. I just can't use the bathroom. So on the airplane, it's almost time to put our seatbelts back on because we're about to land. And I said, okay, I'm going to go try to use the bathroom. So I go use the bathroom, and I come back, I couldn't use the bathroom. So, of course, my husband thought, because I was sitting by my husband thought I used the bathroom. He thought everything was all good, right? So as the plane is landing, I have to go. Like, it's getting like, I have to go. On the outside, I'm like, but on the inside, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. So now you can't get up. There's, the light is on. Don't get out your seats, whatever the light says, And I'm like, oh gosh, I have to go. So I said, okay, we're almost, pulled in to the station or whatever. Okay, it won't be long. Okay, I can hold it. But it was taking forever. So I'm like, oh, come on, please hurry. And it was like the plane had just stopped, just stopped on the runway, like. So I'm like, okay, come on, please. So I'm in the middle. My husband's on this side. There's a guy on this side. And I mean, it's to the point, it's bad. I have to go or it would be just everywhere, right? So I asked the guy, I said, excuse me, I can't, get up. And he's looking like, you're not supposed to get up at this time. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get tackled by the flight attendants, and this is just gonna be a mess, because I'm not supposed to be getting up. So as soon as the flight attendant sees me getting up, he says, ma'am, you can't, he's like, ma'am. So at the point that I'm getting up, like I had not even 1 second to think of how was I going to get to the bathroom. Like, how could I get them to let me go to the bathroom without letting everybody know that I have to pee, and if I don't, it's going to be a mess, right? Not even a second, just within just a millisecond, as small as you can, just within a second, I thought, they don't want to clean up any, regurgitation, So as he's saying, ma'am, you can't get up, I say, and he says, go. So I run to the bathroom like doing that, right? Ran into the bathroom, get in the bathroom. I used the bathroom. And as I'm coming out the bathroom, now my husband and I were sitting together. My daughter was a few hours up. She was like in row D33. And she looks back at me like, didn't I tell you to use the bathroom before we left home? She just gave me a look and I was like, I felt so ashamed. It was so funny because after we got off the plane, I mean, I just knew her look. Her look wasn't like, oh, my mom was sick, you know. She was like, would you stop it? So when we get off the plane, I was like, why did you look at me like that? She said, because how do you get sick when you're landing? But it was so funny after the fact. But when I got off the plane, it was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, that was so awful. It was so awful. So, if you have Bashful Bladder Syndrome, don't drink coffee before you get on a plane. So, this is Nicole with HelpMomRemote.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.